Hi everyone, it's me, Angel Benton, and it's time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we dive into the world of daytime television and a few reality shows as well. And today we are so here's a new pimple report. Remember that last pimple? It's already been popped, so it's going to be healing shortly. Okay, so today we're going to be talking all about The Young and the Restless, right? So, first of all, I can't wait to see Erica Jane come back on the show as Farrah Dubois. That's already been, or Dubose. I could swear that it was Dubose, Dubose, but she pronounced it Dubois, Dubois. I don't, so we'll have to wait and see. But whatever, she was great. She was a real estate agent. She sold Devon and Hillary the condo. So I can't wait to see her again. I hope we get to see her a lot more often. I hope they make her a regular character and we get to see more of her family and the people she's into and her past. It's exciting. That's very exciting. Anyways, so that's cool. Okay, so the big reveal this week on The Young and the Restless was that Crazy Chloe was exposed for her deeds when she had Adam, when she killed Adam, basically. She rigged the. That was weird. I didn't know if I had a yawn or a belch, and I kind of had both. That was kind of strange. And it was kind of weird because she I mean, I questioned the timing of the event because it's just random that all of a sudden it comes out now. And I'm going to shut it down right now before you all start saying, oh, well, it had to come out because it had to come out on her wedding day. Her wedding day did not have to be now, right? She bumped up her wedding day because she was feeling the pressure, right? Because Nick found out. And it seems a little bit, it just seemed that the timing seemed a little bit contrived. However, the payoff was great. I loved the scenes between Chloe and Chelsea. It was great. They were really pitch perfect. They were awesome because Chloe knew the jig was up and she admitted to it. I killed Adam, right? And Chelsea lost it. The best part, the best scene, okay, and this is so random, but the best scene was when Chelsea found Adam's wedding ring in Chloe's bedroom drawer, and then she realized that Nick, because she had just ripped Nick apart for continuing to blame Chloe, and it's not Chloe's fault. Blah blah blah, all that crap, right? But then she gets the ring and she realizes, oh shit, Nick was right. And she's a great actress. I mean, she was crying and it was brilliant, brilliant. Here's the one thing I have that is a little bit critical of that particular scene. At the end of the scene, we see that Chloe has knocked Chelsea out and escaped, right? I'm sorry. I would have liked to have seen that happen. Rather than having someone come upon a knocked out Chelsea, I would have rather seen Chloe and Chelsea get in a fight, right? Okay, and this is what made me think about that because someone recently posted a clip from Dynasty back in the 80s. Now, granted, Dynasty was a primetime soap, but still, it doesn't cost extra money to stage a cat fight, right? And I bet you both of them would have really gotten into it too. Because they were showing the queen of all cat fights, Alexis versus Crystal. It was great. In fact, one of the first things that I did in drag, way before I did Britney Baby One More Time, I did this student film called Dye, D-Y-E, like dye your hair, Dye Nasty, and we recreated that scene, and we got to do that fight and everything, and we did a little bit of improvisation on top of this scene, and I specifically mentioned my genitals as if they were female genitals, but if you've ever seen Dynasty, you know what I mean. But it's very rare that most people haven't seen it. But that was a lot of fun to shoot. But anyways, that's my whole point. Okay, so me and David Marguerite, who was the other, shout out to David. The two of us were the two drag queens that were in the scene. It took us all of one day to stage that fight, and then we did the fight, and we went for it, and we actually did 2 takes, right? So if you just do 1 take, you could easily stage a fight. It's not like, it's that big of a deal. I'm just saying it would have been nice to have seen. And again, I need to shut it down too before I hear from people saying, "Oh, well, that's sexist that you want ladies to fight." No, it's not, because I like it when guys fight too, right? If there is any sort of physical altercation, I want to see it. I don't want to see the aftermath of it. I feel like that's slightly lazy storytelling. It's not necessarily lazy storytelling, it's more cheap storytelling. And I mean, you're already taking the daytime audience for granted as it is in terms of budget. So at least give us a fight. If you're not going to give us a location shoot, at least give us a fight, right? Just saying. And here's one of the best cat fights of all time. One of the best cat fights of all time was from All My Children, and it was Erica Kane, played by Susan Lucci, versus Sierra, played by Laura Spencer, Jeannie Francis. Okay, two of the biggest titans in all of the daytime industry were full on fighting in Erica's enchantment office, and it was fantastic. It was fabulous. It was awesome, right? But I mean, like, even guys that fight are just, it's just as, I mean, like, I'm just saying, I would rather see a fight than, it makes it, here's what it is. It makes it difficult as an audience member to get emotionally involved in a fight if I can't see it. Plain and simple. So that was the big reveal. And it's interesting to see, because Mariah, who was at the wedding, was like, thank God, Chloe's crazy. That girl, she's nuts, because she found out what happened. And Gloria and Mariah are actually on the same side for once. And that ought to be interesting to see how that plays out in the future. I know that Gloria tried to get Mariah to sleep with Kevin so Kevin wouldn't marry Chloe. But Mariah was like, oh, sweetheart, that ship has sailed a long time ago. That we tried that. It didn't really work that great. So we'll see what happens. Now Mariah is kind of she doesn't have her hooks in Devon, but she's romantically linked to Devon. She's dated Devon a few times, and they've gone to a wedding. So it's very interesting to see how that's going to play out. I'm very curious to see that. I'm just glad Devon is in a story away from Hillary, right, and away from his father, because they're all great characters individually, but you put them together and they're all just a big snooze fest. I'm loving the whole Juliet scene with Kane. Personally, I think it's kind of showing that Kane is kind of a dick, just because he's really Juliet has not given him a single reason why she should not be trusted. She said, look, these things happen. It wasn't a big deal. It is what it is. I won't say anything. Instantly, Kane's ears goes up and he starts being suspicious of her and trying to not give her the job at Brash and Sassy, and the whole thing it's kind of killing Kane a little bit, the character of Kane, but I'm definitely enjoying Lily, and I actually am enjoying Lily and Juliet's friendship, actually. But again, it goes back to that whole, whenever you're a newcomer in town, you always have a motive. Juliet's motive is she slept with Kane, right? I mean, and I went into that whole thing last week when I talked about people and their motives. I hope that Farrah Dubois or Farrah Dubose or whatever the fuck her name is, I hope she does not have a motive. That would be nice. If she was a nice girl, even if she was a full-on, I don't know, like, she could be just, I just don't want her to, everyone's always got some sort of evil motive, and it's just annoying, so I hope that ends. Anyways, thank you all so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Angel Benton. You can hashtag YR to talk Young and the Restless. You can also hashtag GH to talk General Hospital, which I'm going to be doing next. Thank you all so much, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.